guys, it's Lauren here. I'm so excited to be back. I'm back sharing a process video here for you for the Hit Kit Club. I've been on a little holiday and relaxing and putting my feet up, which we need to do sometimes. And unfortunately I couldn't take my video set up to do some scrapbooking videos there, but I'm back. I'm feeling rested and I'm looking forward to December, having a wonderful month preparing and enjoying Christmas. And yeah, so I think we all need breaks sometimes, and I'm excited to be back though. It actually feels good to sit here and do a voiceover. I know that must sound strange, but it really does. And so I kicked off sharing just the other day the unboxing of all the November hit kits that came to me, which are just stunning. I actually went back and ordered additional kits for of almost all the kits to give as Christmas gifts. So I encourage you, have a look at the unboxing, and if you love this kit as much as I do, when you're putting your order in for your December kits, then put in some extras of this November kit, because I guarantee this would be a perfect Christmas present. But I guess enough with all that jibber jabber. As you can see, I'm working here away on my layout. This is celebrating a couple of photos of my beautiful daughter and my father, and they had a little cupcake sharing moment. So I managed to capture some really cute little photos of them, which I know which is so meaningful to me, capturing memories, and I'm particularly focusing on making sure I'm videoing as well as photographing my family and my friends, my parents, and special moments, so I can always delight in people at different ages as we get older. And yeah, so I had this beautiful kit. It's full of Heidi Swap Emerson Lane collection, the Jen Hadfield, I think it's the homemade collection, and I couldn't resist but fussy cutting these beautiful roses and these wood grain and pattern piece sort of arrow, well, they look like arrowheads to me, which is where I was going with it, because I was going to point to the photos, in the Heidi Swap Emerson Lane there. And I really just wanted to make sure I was using my pattern paper to draw my focus to my photos. And then what my plan is to sort of cluster up my photos so it's a real feature in the centre there. And when you're looking at it, all you're drawn to is those gorgeous photos that are very special to me. Yeah. So when you're pulling out your kits, have a look at them, see what pieces you can fussy cut, and sometimes people just fall back on just fussy cutting flowers, but have a look at it, see if you can fussy cut other elements such as those arrowheads, or I don't know what I'm saying there, but there's lots of different, even that piece there, you can see that I'm backing my cardstock off. You could even fussy cut those larger sections out and create your own geometric kind of design on your pattern piece. So there's lots of different things to fussy cut other than flowers, and I guess it's just one way of sitting back and sort of having a really good look at it, and trying to sort of think outside the box. Remember that it is only paper, and you can give things a try, and if it doesn't work, it's just paper. I know saying just paper is a sort of a flippant statement, because most of the papers are really beautiful and you don't want to cut into them. But in saying that, it is hopefully, if you did something and it didn't quite work, hopefully your local scrapbooking store or wherever you pick up your craft supplies can supply you with another sheet of that gorgeous paper before it sells out. But yeah, I just want you not to worry. I want you to be brave. I want you to fussy cut things you've never fussy cut before, and just try it out. I've never done a design like this before. I just looked at that paper and I just followed my gut and said, I'm going to fussy cut that out and see how we go. And it came together beautifully, and I really, really love this layout. There's my little daughter's finger making a cameo, checking out what's going on while Mum's scrapbooks, and I think she's probably asking for me to come and make her something to eat when she's more than capable of making herself something to eat, but just wanting Mummy's attention there. So I have this little tool, and it's got lots of different edges so that I can create different textures on certain things. And one of them is sort of a bit of an edge distresser. So it's like a big nail file. So I just use that along the edges of the arrowheads, I'll call that, and which made them sort of pop up and give me a little bit of a rustic look there. I do go back and even with my fingers push up the sides of those arrowheads as well after I'd adhered them down to really give them some pop. I just felt this layout was, well, not vintage, but I think rustic. And usually I don't do this to my pages. Usually I'm a very clean scrapbooker and I like everything crisp and sharp and clean. But with these papers and the tones in the Emerson Lane collection, I just felt I just want to create a bit of vintage rustic feel, and I knew that little tool would be able to help me with that. So here I am just positioning out where everything needed to sort of sit. Now I am a little bit particular with certain things in the sense of that pattern paper has text going straight across it, so I knew that there were straight lines there. And then I thought if my arrow heads, like the point of my arrows, weren't in alignment, you'd be able to really notice it because of that text having the lines on it. So I really made sure that I followed a centre line there and placing all my arrowheads along that line, which gave me a quick way of ensuring that they were straight in a line and would point towards all in the one direction and not sort of higgledy-piggledy on the page. I hope that makes sense. So here you can see I'm just going to fold up those edges because I really wanted to not lose what I'd done by fussy cutting. I didn't want to lose it into the background, so I really wanted to differentiate those pieces from the page. And so as you can sort of see, it's almost, I'm trying to create dimension. Another way of pulling something off the page would be is if I pulled out my sewing machine and stitched along the edges of those arrowheads that I popped down there. But I just really wanted to complete this layout, and the thought of getting my sewing machine out, even though the idea had popped in my head, I just thought it wasn't in me that day. I knew it would look good, but I just didn't even think that I wanted to get up off my chair to get my sewing machine. I'm sure I'm not the only one who has days like that. But anyway, so here you can see that I've sort of, I fussy cut the rows out, but then when I was placing it out, I noticed that I was going to lose a lot of the rows under the photos. So I cut the rows again to make sure I could pop a bit out the top and pop a bit out the bottom to sort of start the building and centering of my photo cluster there. I did matted with multiple layers under my photos, and I used different colours to, although it's quite subtle, it does help the photos pop off the page. And then there was the strip that came along the bottom of that text piece of paper which had hello written along the top. I thought I'm going to use that, and so I cut that into sections and I've placed it along some of the arrowheads there, which just sort of feature those arrowheads a little bit more, as I just wanted them to pop. I really wanted them to I wanted it so that you could see that that is also an embellishment and not just part of the pattern paper. So creating dimension by rolling up the edges, like filing them off and using different elements to slide under it really gave me the idea to pop there. These beautiful gold thickers come in the main kit and they are stunning. They're sort of a matte gold finish. They're big, so they're really great for titles, and they, although they're a little bit tricky I find to get off, once they're on there they adhere really well, so that's always a really bonus. I do worry at times that some of my embellishments might slip off, but those thickers I don't think will go anywhere. These beautiful wood veneer pieces here are an exclusive Hip Kit product. So these were designed by Kimberly and Kim to help coordinate and bring to life this main kit, and it does it beautifully. This kit is full of exclusive products that you're unable to pick up in your local stores. So if you really check out the unboxing, I go through it really in a lot of detail, so you can know which ones are the exclusive products and which ones are from your mainstream scrappers that you'd be able to find in your local stores. But there is a lot of exclusives in the November kit, and the only way you can get your hands on it, unfortunately, well, it's not unfortunate, but is if you purchase it through the Hip Kit Club, and I know the kits sell out quickly. So if you really love these wood veneer pieces, then pop on over to the website and pick yourself up a November main kit, and you'll be set to create a layout just like mine and have those special elements there. Those wood veneer pieces even have gold foiling on them, and you can see them sitting there shimmering away with my big lights overhead. I created this layout at sort of dusk, and so the lighting wasn't really great naturally, so I had my big lights on, which at times can be tricky. You can see the glare, and it can be quite bright, but unfortunately that's all I had to work with. So I hope the lighting's not bothering you too much as it shimmers off those gorgeous gold foiled accent pieces there. Even that beautiful Heidi Swap Emerson Lane sticker sheet there has gold foiling on it, and you can see that shimmering away there under my lights, which is it is a lovely, beautiful feature. Having those foiled accents there just brings your layouts to life a little bit more. So yeah, so enjoy those gold foil pieces there. Here I am. I was really wanting to add some little hearts there because this layout to me just screams love. So I was having a little bit of a tricky time placing them out, but I got there in the end, and I really love so you can see me going, I don't know, do I want them there? I see how cute's that, but then I went, no, I don't want them there. And so I was really struggling to place those hearts. I don't end up using them, but I just wanted a little bit of extra love on there. So what do you think? Have you got any ideas for me? Would you have created my layout differently? I'd love to hear some ideas. I had to, with all this gold, I had to do a sneaky and splash on some Heidi Swap Gold Colour Shine there just to put a little extra sparkle around. And yeah, there you have it. I hope you like my layout. Leave some comments in below to give me some tips and ideas that you may have, and I'll catch up with you guys again soon. All right, take care. Bye.